是不是太多了？多了有点累的话，你们给我可以说啊。这个我不做。
I'm not going to give you too extensive of an teaching on this text, on this commentary. That is the excellent vase of nectar. This is a commentary on the 37 practices of a Bodhisattva. We've recently studied the nectar that cures all illness, and now this is another nectar teaching that we're going to receive. This commentary is composed by a great Geshe from Dawu area, and he was one of the previous reincarnations of Ponso Rinpoche. He was considered a very well-known and accomplished master. Let's look at the shlokas. First, he says that I bow to the great heroes and their children, the Bodhisattvas, those who have arrived and those who will arrive at the great realization, those the Bodhisattvas that will arrive at the great realization, to those I would prostrate and I would bow to them. Bearing with great courage their burden to guide to great enlightenment, all beings extending throughout space. He who, with the eyes of great compassion, never shirks his promise to gaze on those who wander, to the Dharma Lord, who is the display of the Supreme Noble One, to the feet of Gyaltse Togme, devoutly I bow. Now, Gyaltse Togme, the master that composed the 37 practices of Bodhisattva, he says that to Gyaltse Togme I bow as well. And then he continued to say that the supreme entrance gate through which all the victors and their children, as many as there are, have passed or will pass, the excellent path that takes one from bliss to bliss, from happiness, from the happiness to happiness, the path of happiness to happiness. Its practice I will here explain, delivering it to your hand. There are 3 points to the explanation of the practice of the Bodhisattvas, and then the first part is about praise and a promise to compose. In terms of the praise, it has the brief and then extensive explanation. Let's look at the brief. The brief praise is Namo Lokiteshvaraya. It is to prostrate to Avalokiteshvara. I think later we should also chant Avalokiteshvara's mantra together, because nowadays people suffer from grave, disastrous events such as the pandemic and the warfare. There are so many people suffering. The whole world is fused in suffering, though many are not dead. But in this pandemic, many people got ill and many people died, including seniors, including lots of the medical workers. We know only very few of them, but I think we understand the bigger picture. For that reason, we need to prostrate to Lokiteshvara and supplicate. And then, while thinking about the text that is the 37 practices of a Bodhisattva, we need to dedicate the merit of studying it to all the beings that's suffering at the current time. Now, this is the brief explanation at the very beginning. Let's look at the extensive praise. It says that seeing that all phenomena are beyond coming or going, he strives solely for the benefit of sentient beings. To the Supreme Master and Protector of Avalokiteshvara, I prostrate continuously and respectfully with body, speech, and mind. It says that his omniscient wisdom sees all phenomena as the natural state, exactly as it is, in which the complexities of any of the 8 existence, including coming and going, permanence and nihilism, existence and no existence, one and many, all of that have not the slightest bearing. In the shloka, the same as the text, that doesn't have subject. And this particular grammatic unique point is shared by both by all the Chinese, Indian, and Tibetan texts. With the subject, it might be easier, but it is not. It would be the best for us not to make any additions on top of the Sanskrit text. And then he continued to say that, yet by the power of the great compassion and love, he strives one-pointedly for the welfare of the sentient beings. To the Supreme Lama, who shows me the path of the great vehicle and who is inseparable from the noble Avalokiteshvara, he points out that his Lama is no other than noble Avalokiteshvara, pointed out by Gyaltse Tokme. And for us, the disciples of Ponso Rinpoche, we see him no other than Manjushri. And Ponso Rinpoche, from his manifestation, whenever he bestows blessings to the others, he would chant Omada Pasanadi. And that is really no other than Manjushri. So Avalokiteshvara is no other than the Lama of Gyaltse Tokme, and for us, Manjushri is no other than our teacher Ponso Rinpoche. But we need to understand that Manjushri is no other than Avalokiteshvara either. Let us now chant the mantra of Avalokiteshvara together, because many sentient beings suffered gravely this year, and may their suffering, the cause of suffering, fruition of suffering be pacified.
Zhibun Tsunen Zhuwa